Breaking news now coming in. The governor's office has also taken note of what transpired in North 24 Parganas this morning. We're given to understand that the governor, C.V. Ananda Bose, is going to be summoning the chief secretary and the home secretary for this particular incident, seeking answers from the state government of what exactly went wrong and why there was not enough security for the enforcement directorate team. Meanwhile, ED is also intensifying its probe. Sources of within the Enforcement Directorate now telling us that so far there is no case against the TMC leader Shahjahan Sheikh. He is believed to be somewhere in the same area, which is in the North 24 Parganas district. They are going to continue pursuing to question him. That's what the Enforcement Directorate is now currently telling us. Komalika, my colleague, joining us, getting us more details. Komalika, this is information that we're getting for our viewers on two different fronts. One, of course, is as far as the governor's office went. We did have an audio message coming from him just a short while ago as well. He is going to be seeking answers from the state government, isn't it?
See, what we are getting it from the sources that the governor has taken note of the entire situation, and governor is going to summon both chief secretary and home secretary of the state to know what exactly has happened in Sandesh Khali. Governor has already given a statement that this is not done, this Gunda Raj, whoever has done it, that people who are behind all this, they should be behind the bars and they should be, strong punishment should be given to them, but at the same time has raised questions on why this incident has happened. On the other hand, we are getting it from the administrative sources and also from the party sources of TMC that generally when there is a central agency, generally when central agency goes somewhere to do any investigation, the state authority, the state local police stations are informed. In this case, this was not informed. Though it's not mandatory, but generally it happens. That's the common thing. That is also harming from another side. Now what happened today? Who is Sheikh Shahjahan? That's very important, you know, because today when Sheikh Shahjahan, who is known to be a close aide of the former food minister, the minister Jyotipriya Mollik, who is right now in custody of ED regarding the ration scam, actually ED today in the morning went to his place to raid and question him. Now, Sheikh Shahjahan is known as the Betaj to the locals. Sheikh Shahjahan is known as the Betaj Badshah of that area, and he is very powerful leader of that area from time immemorial. During the left time, he was working with the left, and now with the change of power, with the Trinamool Congress in the government, he is with the Trinamool Congress. Now, when the ED officials, they went there today in the morning with the CRPF personnel, the house was lock and key. When the ED officials actually tried to break in the lock, then the local people, they agitated out there. There was a strong resistance there, and in this resistance, they manhandled the ED officials there. Some of the journalists were manhandled there and they were injured. 3 to 4 cars were vandalized there. We have the visuals. And then the ED officials had to come out. They were rescued by the local police. They had to come out from that area. Not only the ED officials, but the CRPF also had to come out from that area. Now, with this, the politics definitely had started in Bengal. In one way, the BJP is saying there is an involvement because this is a border area.
Yes.
There is an involvement of Rohingyas, anti-national people out there, and NIA investigation has been demanded by the state president, BJP president Sukanta Majumdar, and also by the leader of opposition Suvendu Adhikari. On the other hand, Trinamool Congress straight away is saying that this is a provocation by the agency people, because it's very common in Bengal that the ED is doing raid every day in some other place. So why it happened
so the
today,
political war to words is only escalating, and we have a reaction coming to the fore from the BJP now as well. Suvendu Adhikari, in fact, escalating that attack as far as the BJP's onslaught against the TMC is concerned. This is a fresh allegation that is coming to the fore from the BJP, where Suvendu Adhikari is alleging that Sheikh Shahjahan's family members are in fact behind the attack on the Enforcement Directorate team. Suvendu Adhikari going on to say that these extremists who orchestrated and executed this cowardly attack on ED officials, on CRPF Jawans and journalists are all Sheikh Shahjahan's family members. Sheikh Alamgir, the youngest brother of Sheikh Shahjahan, is involved. Sheikh Sirajuddin, another brother, is also involved, is what the allegation is now coming to the fore, which is also why they have demanded that the NIA should immediately step in. Kamalika continues to be with us here on this broadcast, getting us more perspective on this. Kamalika, as far as the BJP's onslaught is continuing, like you said, this is a bordering area, which is why the entire Rohingya twist that the BJP has offered. So far, we know that the BJP has written to the union government seeking their intervention. What happens next? Are we expecting someone from the centre to come out and respond to this? And how is the TMC looking at this? Because this is something that happens very often, isn't it? Every time we see something like this in the state, the BJP immediately writes for centre's intervention.
We'll really have to see what ED comes up with, whether ED comes up with an FIR and what they're written, the content of the FIR is going to be very important, because it is the allegation that the ED officers, they were manhandled. So exactly what ED, whether they goes for a complaint, what type of complaint they goes for, that's very important. We are coming to know that there are rounds of meetings happening in the ED office in Kolkata. Some Delhi officers might be coming to Calcutta. That's what we are getting it from the ED sources. So that's one place, one side we have to really see what type of complaint is coming out from the ED. On the other hand, definitely this BJP is going to stick on to the point of Rohingyas, anti-nationals, and that's where we see that both the LOP and the state president of BJP has been demanding for an NIA, and there's been written writing letters to Honorable Home Minister Amit Shah. So that's the another side. As far as TMC is concerned, they are actually projecting out as this is something where the central agency officers provocated. Now, whenever there is an issue like this, and that too in a bordering states like North 24 Pargana, specifically this Sandesh Khali, Shorb area, and Sheikh Shahjahan is very much popular there for a lot of reasons. A lot of allegations are there against him. This projection of always BJP's projection of this anti-national thing is totally negated by the Trinamool Congress. But on the other hand, the BJP is going to project this issue because there are allegations against Sheikh Shahjahan about various other activities. So that is where they will be encashing, because you see that Suvendu Adhikari tweet is coming up with the background of Sheikh Shahjahan, his family and everything. So lot more to come. It's absolutely a war of words before the Lok Sabha polls. Definitely an issue for the BJP. On the other hand, the Trinamool Congress is also will be projecting it as it is. This is the conspiracy of the central agency, and it's the central agency who are provocating such activities there. So clearly, it's before the Lok Sabha polls. Definitely, today's incident is going to be considered as a big issue for both the sides.
Absolutely, and both of them are trying to gain political mileage out of what has happened today. What happens to the man in question here? Have we heard anything from Sheikh Shahjahan so far after what has transpired over the last few hours?
See, somewhere in that area only, that's what we are getting it from the locals, because there was no summon or anything against him. So there is no case, that he does not know whether there was a case against him or not. That's what we are getting it from the sources. It's just that he was not there in the home, but he's definitely in that area. That's what we are getting it from the sources.
Right, so it's somewhere in the area, which is also why perhaps the ED has not filed a complaint against him yet. They are hoping that they can get him to cooperate in the probe and that this does not get any more out of hand than it already has. Kamalika, do stay on with us. The political fight over this is only escalating. We've heard reactions coming in from both sides, barbs being traded from both sides. Let's listen into some of those.
सत्तारूढ़ पार्टी के गुंडों ने, दरिंदों ने जो हमला बोला है आज ईडी के ऑफिसरों के खिलाफ, इसमें ये जगजाहिर होते हैं कि बंगाल में कानून और व्यवस्था की हाल कितना बुरा होते जा रहे हैं। मैं तो ये कहना चाहते हैं कि अगर ईडी इतना इडियट कब से हुआ पता नहीं, उनको सारे फौजों को साथ में लेकर चलना चाहिए। आज तो जख्म हुए, अगले तारीख खून भी हो सकते हैं।
संदेश खाली में शाहजहान शेख के वहाँ पे जिस तरीके से ईडी के अफसर के ऊपर प्रेस